Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Definitely appreciate you guys watching. So here we go again, another Q&A. We're going to be talking about gun versus non-gun supporters based on a situation that I kind of face myself. But again, if you're out there in the comments, definitely put some comments down below or down in the comment box. Definitely appreciate that. It kind of took me a little bit to do this. I set up or actually set up a live event, and for whatever reason, it wasn't showing on people's subscription box. So I kind of had to redo it. So again, a lot of support out there to the channel. We definitely appreciate that. I got to tell you, you guys are awesome, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. We got Tyler East. It just wrote down first. That must be to Joe. Him and Joe are having a little competition, friendly competition. Who's put the first comment? So what's up, Tyler? Hope you're doing good, brother. And I haven't talked to you in a while, but definitely awesome to see you here, man. So I want to talk about a couple of things before I get into that, and then I want to kind of do like a Q&A. Some of you guys really enjoy this type of video, so technically it was first. So again, it kind of sucks because I set up everything and then I went live and I'm like, no one is really watching, and I'm like, what's going on? And I checked the subscription box, and next thing you know, my video wasn't posting and people's subscription box. So I kind of had to redo the whole thing. So big shout out to everybody out there. If you could hear me fine, put them in the comment. I kind of have a new setup here, if you could tell. Nothing fancy. Right behind this is the window, but I kind of wanted to do it as tactical as I can. So there it is. This is the new setup, guys, and I want to kind of do like a tour of the area here that I got where I record the videos and things like that. Probably do that in the future. So big shout out to my wife, Stacey Leanne. She's in the comment as well. Thank you for the support. So, but anyway, quick intro. I want to kind of do this every Wednesday, maybe 9:45 p.m. Eastern time, 9:45, 9:30. I kind of gonna shoot for 9:45, and I kind of have some time off now from church. So we kind of gonna do this. Like I say, a lot of people do enjoy it. Keep it clean in the comments. If you start cursing, you know the deal. I'm just gonna block you, and boom, you're gone, disappear. So keep it clean in the comments. Definitely appreciate that. Other than that, let's see what else. Check out. So again, check out this 9:45 every Wednesday. I'm gonna try to do this. I definitely appreciate you guys' support. Check out. Big shout out to Raymond David. He's one of my new patrons. So essentially what he's doing is that he donates money to the channel every month, and that kind of helps me out with with things, like rounds and things that I buy here for the channel, things that I buy, things that I pay, and definitely appreciate that. So big shout out to Raymond, new supporter of the channel. If you want to be a patron, check out the link in the description box. A couple other things that I'm working on that I want to say before I get into some of those questions over here is the fact that Pastor on Call, if you haven't subscribed to Pastor Mike, definitely check it out. I don't know if I put the link in the subscription box. Anyways, I have to. Actually, I'm going to go and fix that. But check out Pastor Mike. What we started to do now is that we're starting to record the sermons that we do every Sunday. So I mean, I know some of you guys don't find that too exciting, but I'm pretty excited about that, guys, because we've been working a lot in that channel, and I think this channel's up to 341 subscribers, and it's just amazing that channel is growing as well. So there we go. There's the link. So let me copy the link, put it right there in the description box so you guys could see it. So again, we've been working in that channel pretty a lot, and Pastor Mike is doing a great job in there as well. So let me see, the link is about to be there. So the link is there. So check out Pastor on Call, subscribe. You would definitely be blessed. what else? Let me see what else I got here in my notes. So, all right. So here's the video. Here's the video topic that I wanted to talk about today, because where, you know, some of you guys asked me where I work, and you know, I'm not going to be going into every single detail of my life, because first of all, it's I got to tell you, some of you guys ask me so many questions that it's kind of creepy. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but it's kind of crazy, some of the questions you guys ask me. But there I am at work, and one of the things that I do at work, I do a couple of things. You know, I'm always trying to find myself, I'm always trying to find myself in a conversation with that have to do something with God. You know, I like talking about God. I like preaching about God in a way. So I always do that, and I always find myself in a conversation where I try to talk as much as I can about guns and self-defense, because I enjoy that as well. So big shout out to Joe. He's in the comments as well. So what's up, Joe? I haven't seen you in a while, man. I hope you're doing well. But so again, I find myself in that type of conversation. I always try to preach the word of God, and I always try to preach the self-defense side of the house. So at the same time, I think you got to be really careful how you do that, because you know, one of the things that I see here in the community that it really kind of sent me is the way that we try to talk about this, you know, talk about self-defense, talk about freedom, talk about guns. You know, you got these guys that are trying to do this, but at the same time, in my opinion, they're just not doing a good job. You know, they're doing a pretty bad job trying to preach this stuff. Let me block this fool. So yeah, you're done. So anyways, I think as supporters, or I think as guys out there that are trying to talk about Second Amendment and trying to talk about things like that, you got to be really careful. You know, you got to be able to pass information, but at the same time, you have to be good about it. You know, you just can't be saying, hey, you know, get a gun because this is you know, blah blah blah, right, and that's it. I mean, the regular people that is out there trying to get information don't really understand that type of communication. So again, I find myself always talking about it. I find myself always being like, look, I think it's a good idea for you to get a gun because you have to defend yourself. It is definitely proven that the police is not going to be there on time. We know that the police is not going to show up on time. So you're going to find yourself in a situation where you have a good 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't know. You're going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to be waiting for quite some time, waiting on that police. What are you going to do in those 10 minutes? What are you going to do in the first 5 to 10 minutes while you call the cops, and now you're waiting for the police to show up? And let's face it, guys, I work as a military policeman. You know, in the Marine Corps side, people are pretty trained, but you know, my wife works in a detention facility as well, in you know, regular civilian detention facility. Almost went into the deputy side of the house, and she just didn't want to do it. But the reality is that some of those cops are not physically, I wouldn't even say physically in shape, mentally in shape to deal with situation. So you're waiting on a guy that is going to respond to your situation. It's going to show up 10 minutes late, or it's going to show up whatever amount of time late, and then you know, you don't even know if it could do the job. And again, I'm not talking bad about it. I'm just saying the reality that you may find yourself in that situation. Police officers do a great job. You know, a lot of them do a great job, and they go out there and try to do the best. But the reality is that you may find yourself in a situation where you have 10 minutes waiting on a cop to show up, a patrol car, and the guy that is going to show up is not really going to do a good job. So what are you going to do in that time? My point to this is simple. I'm not going to depend my life and my family's life in some dude that may show up and may do a good job or may do a bad job. I just not going to do that. That's not my plan. So that's me. I don't know about you, but my plan is not going to be That's not my plan. You know, my plan is to make sure that I know what I'm doing. I have the tools that I need to have to protect my family and protect myself. That's my plan. Police officers show up. Hopefully I got a good cop that do a good job. So the point to this is that I spend a good amount of my time trying to talk to people and trying to pass information. Today I had a conversation with a dude, you know, prior Marine, and this guy is like, you know, Marine that being in combat, got hit an IED. I mean, like the guy, Purple Heart recipient, and all this stuff. I mean, a guy that knows a lot about guns, a lot about tactics. And we were talking about, you know, I guess he bought a Smith & Wesson 442. And, you know, we were talking about caliber, you know, 38. We were talking about some good self-defense ammo because that's what his wife is carrying. So, again, I find myself in that type of situation all the time. So I think that we need to be out there preaching that. I think that we need to sound educated in a way. We need to sound like, you know, we know what we're talking about, and we need to be able to express that to somebody in the right manner. I mean, again, I talked to a lady the other day that she was probably, I don't know, 60 years old. And she was asking me, you know, hey, should I get a revolver? Should I get this? I mean, this is an old lady. And I mean, really nice lady, having a great conversation. And if she comes here into the community and she type, you know what, I want to get a gun, a concealed carry, and she's going to find all these guys here in the community, you know, everything to say is like cursing this, cursing that, you know, it's your right. I mean, if I'm a person that doesn't know anything about guns, I'd be like, I don't even want to hang around with these people. You know, because that's the reality. I mean, I don't want to get information from these people. So in order, I mean, this is just my opinion. In order for me to try to bring people to our side, you know, to this type of side, the Second Amendment, the gun, people that like guns, the people that like self-defense and things like that. And if we want to accomplish that, we have to be able to communicate the right way. We just can't be like, you know, like some of the things that we hear here in the community. I mean, it truly upset me sometimes. And not saying that I'm the role model, I'm the best guy out there. I mean, I do things every day that I'm like, wow, I can't believe that I did that. But at the same time, you know, I think we got to be kind of careful when it comes to that. So here's the deal. Found myself in a conversation the other day, and out of nowhere, this guy jumps into the conversation. And, you know, he started talking about how guns are the problem, right? Because guns kill people. And Coke Zero, some of you guys know this is my favorite drink. So anyway, I got to start drinking less. But anyways, this guy started talking about this. And I know a lot of times we say, well, you know, guys that don't really support guns, it's kind of difficult to have a conversation. And I kind of experienced that like big time. I mean, it was just unbelievable to listen to this guy, the stuff that he was saying. I mean, essentially he was like, look, guns kill people. And, you know, back in the days, we used to fight. We used to have our muscles and we used to get into a fight, and that's how it was. And nowadays there's so many guns and we need to get rid of guns because guns are killing people. And to me, it was like, and the funny thing is that this other lady that was in the conversation, she had to be over 60 years old. And she was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, people kill people. Like, I didn't even have to talk. Usually I'm the one doing the talking. I was just like kind of laughing. The lady's like, what are you talking about, man? Guns, people kill people. What am I going to do if somebody comes into my house? How am I going to defend myself? But it was unreal to see this guy's mentality. It was unreal to listen to this guy and his mentality, how he was like straight up, you know what? No, people are being killed by guns, and the answer is taking guns out of the picture. Which again, you know, we see countries like France that have a lot of gun control, and still we see a lot of crime because again, people kill people. I mean, I don't know how that's difficult to understand. I mean, it kind of like kills me that is really difficult to understand that. But anyways, big shout out to everybody out there. 47 KCR, how are you, sir? Good to see you. You know, I see you in the Pastor on Call channel a lot. Check out the sermons. We just started recording that, like I said at the beginning of the video, and a lot of work, but you know, is doing very, very well. The Real Cobra Burnout, haven't seen you in a while, sir. I hope you're doing good. Hope your back is better too, brother. I know you were having some back issues. Let's see who else. Joe is there. If you guys got any questions, put them down in the comments. If you guys want to share anything, let me know what you guys want to talk about. But all right, so Tyler, Mark 19. Let me tell you something. If you don't know what a Mark 19 is, it pretty much shoots grenades. That's kind of how it is. 40 mic rounds. And I tell you a little story about Mark 19. Mark 19 is my least favorite gun as a crew serve weapon. And essentially what it is, the reason why, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great gun. It could do a lot of damage, but it's really picky. I mean, you have to clean it. You have to put a lot of lubrication. You can't use the regular what is COP. I mean, it's just, I think it was called LSA or something like that. I forgot what it is, but it's really, really picky. In addition to that, if you make condition 1, what happened is that the round is going to detach from the links. So you rack the gun back, you send it forward. Now, when you send it forward, you have to pull the trigger. The bolt actually has to come forward like if you will be shooting the gun. And the reason why is because the face of the bolt has this 2 little things that is going to grab the round. So if you ride at home, you're going to have issues. So again, you rack it back, you send it forward, it's going to grab that round, you rack it back again, and then you're going to have that round in the face of the bolt. And again, it's going to be condition 1 weapon. You put it on safe. The bolt is to the rear with a round. The problem is that it's always annoying because once you make that gun condition 1, you essentially have kind of like a grenade there. So once, if you don't find yourself on a firefight or anything, you know, you have to clear that gun, and then you have to stick a rag through the side, and you have to, like, you know, kind of like pile the round down. And I mean, it's just annoying. So yeah, Mark 19 sound cool, but it is really really annoying to me. My favorite crew serve weapon was the 240 Golf. I think, I want to say, I don't know what model they're doing now, but I mean, I like it because it shoots 7.62. You can mount it in the truck. You could dismount it, put it in a position. So if you come to an overwatch or something like that, you come to a checkpoint, you could always take the gun down and put it in a different location, and you don't have to move the truck that much. So again, I kind of like that. I don't even know why I'm telling you guys this stuff, but some of you guys, you know, some of you guys that want to be in the Marine Corps probably find that information or something. Man, Real Cobra Burnout to 17 years. He had a med board. Med board is a medical board. Essentially what it means is that, you know, you had to be retired. According to your percentage, you had to be retired from the military at an early time because you weren't able to continue due to medical issues. That's kind of what happened to me. At 11 and a half years, I had to retire based on that. It kind of sounds cool because you retire, you get a little bit of money, but at the same time, you know, 17 years, 3 more years, you do 20 years and you actually made more money. So, so yeah, that sucks, man. I hope if you want to talk offline, just shoot me an email, man, because I know how that feels. I've been there, done that. Okay, concealing. Here's a good question. Do you conceal large pistols? I mean, I do enjoy. I'm a big fan of guns. You know, I mean, not a big fan of guns. I'm a pretty fan of full handguns. full-size handguns. I like them more than rifles. When it comes down to like collecting handguns and things like that, I do enjoy handguns more. But and I do conceal carry. I have concealed carry Glock 17 in the past and full-size handguns. But you know, I don't do it anymore. I'm to a point where, you know what, I conceal carry Glock 42. So I went from a Glock 17 to a Glock 42. I don't know that happened, but it happened. The reality is that if you want to conceal a gun, Jimmy, if that is your question, the biggest thing that you need is a good holster. So if you're trying to conceal a large, a full-size handgun, I would recommend you to get a nice holster that allows you to do that. And that's pretty much the only tip. It all comes down to your body type, how you look, and things like that. You know, some of the skinny guys could conceal carry a full-size gun a little bit better. And it just comes down to that, man. But the key here will be having a good holster. 45 versus 40. 45, man. I mean, what kind of question is that? That's going to create some drama. Mar 19. You pay somebody to clean it. Yes, that's why we have PFCs in the Marine Corps. You know, private first class. They clean the guns. I'm just kidding. All right, so yeah, I have no problems. So, you know, and again, I talked about this in the channel. I talked about the whole full-size gun versus concealed carry gun. Some of the things that you're going to give away by going to a smaller size handgun. I mean, you're definitely going to give a lot of things away. A full-size handgun is going to give you a lot of capability. I mean, no doubt a full-size handgun is better, but at the same time, to me, I'm a regular guy. I'm a regular guy, guys. I mean, I'm a dude that love to. I go to church. I spend time with my family. I go to work. I go to Walmart. I'm a regular dude. There's a lot of ninjas in here that do a lot of crazy stuff. Good for them. You know, there's guys here in the community that tell you have to carry 2 Glock 19s. Good for them. I'm a regular dude, so I'm going to carry a gun that doesn't really get in my way. So again, like I say, I carry a Glock 42 and I do just fine. But if you want to carry, not to say that if you carry a full-size handgun, it's a bad thing or makes you like some kind of operator. But all I'm saying is that a full-size handgun, it gets in my way. And I'm not gonna be like that. I'm not gonna be going to Walmart and I gotta worry that I'm printing. I gotta sit down in the car and it's getting in the way. I want to carry something that just doesn't get in my way and it gives me a chance to fight a fight if I have to. I don't know if I made any sense with that, but yeah, it's. But you know, L228, welcome back, sir. Appreciate you being here. But you know, you can always go with something in the middle. I mean, a Glock 19, you get something that is smaller, and at the same time, it's going to give you a good capacity. So that's definitely a good choice. I don't have any experience with the M2 Bradleys. I mean, that's Armies. Marines don't use that, but I did so. I mean, a bazillion events when I was in Iraq. I mean, they were all over the place back in 2003. William Smith, William Smith, that's funny. 1911 of Glock. Yeah, Glock, definitely. I mean, 1911 is good. Nothing wrong with it, but, you know, I mean, 1911 to me is like a cool gun that you have because, you know, it's a cool gun. And you kind of like look at it and take it to the range. But if I want to fight, I will pick a Glock. I mean, just more capacity, more rounds, and I mean, I just like it. I like it more. Easy to use. You don't have to have decockers. You know, I'm down to the striker fire gun with a lot of rounds. I don't want to get into any complication. AK versus AR, AK versus AR. Definitely AR, just basic, you know, just based on my training, not really based on the gun. I mean, they both do a great job. Here. 26. Third gun for consumer carry. What would you recommend? I mean, if you got a G29 and a 26, what would I recommend for concealed carry? I mean, get something that gives you more ability. Just based on that, I would go. You already got a 26, so I'd probably go for a 42 because now I have the ability to conceal carry and put it in my pocket. I mean, you have that deep concealment that right there where you could just put a gun in your pocket. Obviously, if you need more firepower, you already have a Glock 26. So I would probably go maybe the Glock 43. You could also pocket carry that as well. It's a little bit bigger, but again, you could share that 9mm caliber, and it gives you a better concealment than the 26. That's kind of what I would go for the National Guard or Marine Corps Reserve. I'm always gonna say Marine Corps just because I was a Marine. I mean, that's it. But I got to tell you, reservists is kind of one of those things that you go to boot camp, you finish your training, and then you go home. I think me personally, I mean, not to talk bad about it, and I mean, great, we definitely appreciate the service, unless you get activated or something like that. A lot of times you really don't experience the military life other than your 2 weekends, 2 week a year, and that's not even really military life. If you really want to experience the entire military life, I would tell you to go active duty. But again, some people won't. I can't tell you about the National Guard. I don't know much about them. But I mean, if you want the title, you're gonna have to go and earn it. 26. No. Defensive shotguns. Yeah, I mean, I like shotguns a lot. I got one, but again, you know, to me, a shotgun is a very specific gun. To me, it is a gun that you use for a specific mission. And I know a lot of guys, you know, I see a lot of guys saying, well, this is my first, my first rifle. Oh, my first, my primarily, there we go. My primary rifle. I would never make a shotgun my primary rifle. I always will make a good semi-automatic rifle that has a good caliber. And again, so I always would stick around with the AKs or the ARs based on the fact that you got a good semi-automatic rifle that has a good capacity that allows you to engage multiple targets and allows you to get that range. I mean, again, if you find yourself, you always got to think about this. It's not the fact that you have a gun. You always got to think about what the enemy has. And this is something that we do in the military when we do operations. Excuse me. One of the things that we look into it is most likely the course of what's going to be the enemy course of action. So when you're briefing something, some of you guys never got into this. Some of you guys probably did. If you ever did a combat mission, one of the things that we address is the enemy course of action, a most likely course of action, and the worst course of action. So essentially, we talk about, hey, how do you think the enemy is going to attack us? What do you think the enemy is going to have? You think it's going to be sniper fire? You think it's going to be this? And we do brief that in the Marine Corps when we go into combat missions. So it's kind of like the same concept. You know, you do have a shotgun, and it is a good weapon. But what do you think the bad guy is going to have? The bad guys may show up with an AR-15 or an AK-47. What are you going to do with a shotgun? You're not going to do much. I'm telling you, by the time that guy put 12, 15, 30 rounds on you, maybe has a 75 round drum, I mean, you out of luck. You done. So I think shotguns are great. I carry one in 2004. I have one in my truck, a sign on my truck. We use it for escalation of force. We use it for breaching and things like that. But at the same time, they're a very specific gun. I would have it as part of my system, but it would not be my first choice. Again, when it comes down to like home defense, it could be your first choice because, like I say, it's a very specific gun. For that, yeah, but you better have an AR-15 stock in your armory or something in case something really happened. You need to, do that, grab that. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me see. 47 had a question about being racist or something. Do you experience any races in the Marine Corps? Yes, of course. I mean, guys, you know what? There is bad people everywhere. The devil comes to kill you, steal you, take your joy, make you feel like you have no plan in your life. The devil comes to destroy your life, destroy your marriage, destroy everything you have. That's what the devil's here for. So yes, I mean, not only from Hispanic to white, from white to Hispanic, from black to white, from white to black, from Hispanic to black. I mean, it's all over. You're going to see it. I actually, I felt it really, really bad twice in my Marine Corps career. In 11 years, I was in two situations where it was out of hand. And the military do have things in place to prevent that, things in place where you could report that. But obviously, it's going to happen. I mean, like I said, the devil comes to do bad things. So it's going to happen anywhere you go. I mean, we can't do nothing about that. Why did I choose to be an MP? You know what? Just like any other MP, I wanted to come into the Marine Corps, do 4 years, and become a police officer. And then I did 11 and a half years. So, all right. So let's see. You own a ball action rifle. I had a couple of ball action rifles. I had a Savage Axis and 30-06, and I did like the rifle. The trigger was like extremely heavy, so I guess you get what you pay for, because it's only like a $300 rifle. And I had another Remington. I think I had that Remington, the budget one, the 770. I sold one and I traded one of them. I think I did, for the M&P 45 with a shotgun. I think I traded a rifle and a shotgun for that. No, I take it back. No, I sold them both, and then I sold the 308 and the 30-06, and then I traded a little 22 rifle that I had with a shotgun for the M&P 45. I think I got it right. So, but yeah, I'd like to get I was actually talking to little brother about this. I like to get a Remington 700 in the future. But you know what? There's so many projects in the way, guys, that, I mean, we need money. That's what we need. Let's see. So, yeah, I've never seen any action ball. Yeah, so far I got the Ruger 1022 and I got an AR-15. I want to work on another AR-15 for my wife, so like that we have two. But I mean, you know, working. MREs, I don't know, man. Maybe, I mean, all depends. If you haven't ate anything for a while, and then you go into MREs, and then you eat it for a few days, and then you come back to regular food, yeah, you're gonna have all different issues. But okay, I don't know any to Eric. I don't know any good. I mean, I can't recommend any good self-defense ammo for 5.56. I got regular. You know, full metal jacket. You probably can go wrong with Hernity. They do great. They have great ammo, and they're always good. So, AR-10s to Tyler. I don't know, man. There's some good ones. I was looking at one the other day that was kind of nice. I think it was the Midwest, the new 308 rifle they have. I think it was like $1,700. It looked like a really nice rifle. I think Nick had a video on that. But again, I don't, you know, some people say they were good. Some people say they were bad. I don't own any. So I try not to give opinions on things that I don't own or I don't know much about it, because, again, it's not like I have a bunch of companies sending me a bunch of rifles for me to test out. That would be nice. But okay, AR-15 and M4. I mean, it's pretty much the same rifle, man. So I do like the AR-15 a lot. Just based on the sight, based on the way that it maneuver, based on the way that it shoot. I mean, it's just a sweet rifle, man. .556 is good, and it does a lot of damage, and it works just fine. You know what I'm saying? So some people get too much into the details. Like some of these people get so much into like the ballistics and this and that and blah. Guys, I tell you, you put 2 rounds in the chest on somebody, he's gonna feel it. I mean, that's just how it is. Oh. All right, so again, guys, if you got any last questions, put in there. I try to answer as much as I can. I think that I'm going to be doing this every Wednesday. I'm going to try to do kind of like a Q&A. Just come up here, talk to some of you guys, answer some questions. Some of you guys have been asking me about it. So I'm going to try to do it. So again, Wednesdays at 9:45 Eastern time. I just want to come here and spend some time with you guys and try to answer some questions, because I try to answer everyone that I can in the comments. But the reality is that I've been getting slammed. But again, last question here: What did I love most about the Marine Corps? The brotherhood. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, you get to meet a lot of cool people, and you get to do some cool stuff, and you get to do some stuff that is not really that cool. So, but again, the best. Hey, little brother's in the house. Look at little brother. Say hi to little brother, guys. Tactical Civilian. Go and subscribe to him. But again, you get to meet a lot of cool guys, and it goes back to what was the best and the worst experience in the Marines? The best was combat. The worst was combat. I mean, that's just how it is. But again, appreciate you guys watching. As always, stay tuned. We're going to put more videos. Again, every single day pretty much, or like 5-6 times a week, I've been putting videos. All the videos get released at 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you definitely like the videos, like them, put comments, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Always put comments, because I really appreciate the comments. And as always, guys, stay tuned, because we got a lot of stuff coming up. God is in control.